The Tobago House of Assembly has taken their budget request of 6.9% of the national budget for fiscal 2022-2023 to the upper end of the Dispute Resolution Commission. Caricia Douglas tells us more.
During his over 3-hour-long maiden budget presentation on Thursday, Secretary for Finance, Trade and the Economy, Chief Secretary FARLEY Augustine explained by law, Tobago can receive up to 6.9% of the national pie. As such, Mr. Augustine said Tobago is requesting $3.97 billion with a prediction of a $57.4 billion national budget.
The total draft estimates of expenditure of Assembly Fiscal 2023 amounts to $3.97 billion, of which recurrent expenditure amounts to $3.07 billion and development expenditure to $900 million, URP to $59.59 million and CPEP to $53.17 million.
Chief Secretary Augustine explained the recurrent expenditure for fiscal 2023 represents an increase of $992 million over 2022's parliamentary allocation.
Personal expenditure, $830.45 million. Goods and services, $975.37 million. Minor equipment purchases, $80.10 million. Current transfers and subsidies, $1.18 billion.
According to the disaggregation by divisions, the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection will receive the biggest allocation of $918.4 million, while the Office of the Deputy Chief Secretary will be allocated the smallest, $69.15 million. Meanwhile, the development programs estimate an increase of $636 million.
Pre-investment, $3.40 million. Economic infrastructure, $360.27 million. Social infrastructure, $400.63 million. And multi-sectorial and other services, $135.7 million.
The projected total tax and non-tax revenue to be collected in Tobago for fiscal 2023 is $219.2 million. Caricia Douglas for TTT News.
The Minority Council of the Tobago House of Assembly has described the PDP-led THA's budget estimates as somewhat unrealistic.
Chief Secretary in his policy would have indicated that they want to build a number of houses in this 4-year period, and he would have broken it down annually, so I think it was over 200 houses per annum. However, when we looked, and of course it as a cursory view, when he would have highlighted some of the estimates in his presentation, the numbers, in our opinion, does not coincide. Historically, the Tobago House of Assembly has not received that upper limit, and I think it may be a little bit unrealistic to predicate a 6.9% of the national budget.
The minority said they are willing to support some of the policies proposed by the Chief Secretary. They noted many of the projects began under the PNM-led administration. However, Minority Leader Kelvon said he hoped for greater framework and explanation.
From a cursory view, what you recognize is that there are a lot of plans, but in terms of the details, the how we're going to achieve it, what is the roadmap, what is the plan, what is it predicated upon, there was no philosophical underpinning upon which we would arrive at this place of being the greatest island in the world.